Hello, welcome back to my world of stuff. Welcome to a new video. Tuesday morning, quite a nice morning out there today. It's quite bright, quite sunny. Walking weather. I might go off a little trot this afternoon. First of all, I want to say a big welcome to new subscribers who've joined over the last week or so. A few new subscribers, not a great flood, but I sort of creep up slowly. So welcome to those of you who are discovering this channel and hopefully enjoying the content. And we'll stick around for a bit. So if you've just discovered this channel and you want to stick around, you just need to press that like and subscribe button and be part of the fun. Yes, so here we go. A new video today. I thought it was a bit of a palate cleanse of more of the Doctor Who content lately. I do a bit of a physical media update. It is only a bit of one because there's not a lot of stuff. I've got about 5 new discs, and as usual I've thrown in a few other odds and sods, a couple of books, magazine and a collectible. I haven't done one of these for because I just haven't been picking up very much stuff. I was doing these every month. But yeah, physical media, sort of Blu-ray, DVD pickups have lessened a bit lately. For no particular reason, it's just been nothing I've wanted. And I haven't been out that much looking, but I've picked up a few odds and sods in the last week or so, so I thought I'd update you all today. I've actually got 2 more coming from HMV in the next couple of days. I was going to wait and show those as well, but they can be part of the next one. Right, so the physical media, the Blu-rays and things. I went to Swansea, I think it was, a couple of weeks ago with a chum of mine for a look round, and we usually do a bit of a charity shop haul, and picked up a couple of items there. First of all, I picked this up. I think this was 99p in a charity shop. This is Wanted, the Steelbook Blu-ray version of Wanted. This is the action film starring Angelina Jolie and James McAvoy. This dates back to 2008. Not a bad little film, quite entertaining. I picked it up on Steelbook. I had a feeling I had it already. I don't, however. I don't actually have this. Could have sworn I had it on a traditional Blu-ray, but I haven't. So now I've got the Steelbook. As you can see, it's in very good condition. No dings, no bumps, no scrapes. And inside it still has the leaflet that came with it when it came out. But perfect high-definition experience. Yeah, that was before 4K came along, of course. And yeah, inside is the disc with the cover from the film. It's from the box itself, and inside a disc in minty condition. So yeah, that's one I'll probably rewatch because I seem to remember it was quite fun. This is sort of unusual for me, but I did enjoy this film when I saw it a few years ago. I think I saw it when I used to volunteer at a local sort of art cinema in Cardiff as an usher, and I would often because you had to have a number of screenings a month. I would pick things that I thought, that sounds interesting, but I wouldn't necessarily have gone to see. And it's Florence Foster Jenkins. This is from 2016. It stars Meryl Streep, Hugh Grant, and it's the hilarious and poignant story of the true life story of Florence Foster Jenkins, who was an amateur opera singer who aspired to be one of the greats, but she couldn't sing. She had a terrible voice. Everybody knew it. Nobody would tell her. And they sort of went along with her ambitions and her dreams. It's the first film that made me realise that Hugh Grant is actually a good actor, a properly good actor. As he's getting older, he's putting more effort into his performances. I think he's enjoying being an actor as an older man than he did in all those fluffy romantic comedies. This is actually good fun. It runs for... Never find the running time of these things. It's about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, I suppose. But it's really good fun. Meryl Streep, of course, is always good value. And again, I picked this up from a charity shop in Swansea, £1, with the slipcover for slipcover obsessives. And the disc itself, and again, it's got the labelling thing. It's got the digital code, which I'm sure has long since expired, but if you want to give it a go, please do. And the disc again in excellent condition. So yeah, quite pleased to get those 2 films which I've seen years ago and enjoyed and will probably rewatch at some point. New stuff, well, newish stuff. Yesterday I popped to my local CEX. I meant to go on Sunday, but the weather forced me to stay indoors all day, which was no great hardship really. And I had a voucher for about 18 or 16 quid, I think it was, something like that. So I picked up Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania on 4K. No slipcover, but doesn't particularly bother me. It's just the last Marvel 4K I've got is Wakanda Forever, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Hadn't picked this one up yet. I was sort of waiting for a sale. it's an issue with Marvel now, isn't it? Because the films aren't as sort of essential as they were a few years ago. And it was like, got to get Marvel 4Ks. I waited for this to come down in price. This was 15 quid in CEX, and I had a voucher, and I think the voucher was about 14 quid, so I had to put a quid towards it. And I think it's not a film I dislike. It's certainly the weakest of the Ant-Man films, because it shrinks Ant-Man down into a micro world, which sort of defeats the object of Ant-Man being Ant-Man. But it's okay. It's okay. It wasn't a massive hit, unfortunately. Certainly not critically, and I think it lost money. But until Marvel films become utterly unwatchable, I'll keep on buying the 4Ks. And that was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Couple of postal deliveries. A Doctor Who item. Doctor Who: The Underwater Menace, the latest animated adventure, which arrived a couple of weeks ago. The cover seems to have slipped on it. One of the discs actually is in my machine at home, so I'm midway through watching it. It's I have a love-hate relationship with these animations, because it's very simplistic animation. You never get the full effect of the story, particularly with an actor like Patrick Troughton, who was all about the nuance and the little gestures and facial tics and things. You don't get that in animation. But I think this is, I think we have to accept this is the only way we're going to see these stories in the animated versions. And this, I've watched a couple of episodes. I watched it in black and white, and I think the black and white episodes work better when you see them again in black and white, the animations. The colour ones are a bit too vivid. I will probably post a review of this later in the week. I meant to do that already, but I haven't finished it yet. And the final 4K arrived yesterday. It's the physical media release of Prey, Disney's excellent Predator prequel, directed by, I think it was Dan Trachtenberg. This came out on Netflix 18 months ago, something like that. And it is nice to see that Disney are starting to think about the physical media collectors and the physical media market, because there is still a market for this stuff. Despite what the naysayers say about the death of physical media, people are still buying the stuff, and collectors will want the stuff. This comes in a nice thin case. I do quite like these thin cases, mainly because it frees up space on your shelf. It's sort of half the size of a normal Blu-ray case, so if you're a collector, every little helps. It's a really good film. I've only watched it once, so I'm looking forward to watching this probably sometime this week again, because I really enjoyed it the first time round. That's the physical media. Only 5, as I said, but enough to do a little update. A collectible. Picked one of these up at B&M Bargains. As you know, the B&M are continuing the Doctor Who figure range, and they've got just brought out this one. History of the Daleks, number 15, the collector figure set from Remembrance of the Daleks. One of these sort of grey Daleks and the black sort of Dalek leader from the story, 1988 story. Quite a few of these have come out lately. I picked this up because I like Daleks, and because it was 10% off in B&M at the moment. I don't know if it's still running, might be worth a look. 10% off, so this was reduced from £21.99 to £19 something. So, nice. And there's quite a few. I think the distribution problems they may have had in the past seem to have been solved, because I think there's a lot of these in stock in a lot of the bigger B&Ms at the moment. So that's the Doctor Who History of the Daleks number 15. I just haven't had a chance to take them out of the box yet, but I will do that very soon. Daleks fans ahoy. Of course, on the back you draw a bit about the Daleks and the story. Excellent. Incidentally, some interesting news yesterday. You may have heard that Master Replicas have picked up the contract from the BBC to do the figurine collection. The figurine collection being, of course, these the excellent figures that Eaglemoss were doing until they went bust a couple of years ago. I have mixed feelings about that as well, frankly, because having collected about 300 of the things, there's precious little space left to display them. So I was pleased that the collection finished rather than me stopping getting it. But they're bringing them back, and there's probably going to be a lot of interesting figures. I don't think I'll be subscribing to them as I did previously, but I will probably pick and choose the ones that I really like the look of. There's certain things, some of the more recent robot-y type things that you think, yeah, I'm not fussed on that. But I think some of the classic figures, and obviously Doctors and things, will be must-haves. So yeah, Eaglemoss is reborn as Master Replicas. That's coming sometime next year. The first figure they're doing, apparently, is a Dalek saucer from the Parting of the Ways, and that's quite a tasty design. So that might be one I'll be buying. But they're doing vehicles, and they're doing more mega figures. So yeah, save your pennies, they're coming back. A couple of book type things just to finish off. picked this up. This was, I pre-ordered this, then I cancelled it. And then I saw it had been reduced to £10 rather than £12.50 on Amazon. And it's Peter Kay's TV, Big Adventures on the Small Screen. I quite like Peter Kay. I like Car Share, and I like Phoenix Nights, and I like some of the stand-up stuff I've seen. It's a cash grab book with him talking about his work on TV, but I think it should be quite interesting. So that's almost certainly a read over Christmas when your brain is sort of dialed down a little bit. And the final thing to show you today is this magazine which arrived last week. This is Doctor Who related. It's Doctor Who 60 Years, 60 Moments in Time. This is from the makers of Doctor Who magazine, their latest special edition. It's 20 quid. I got it from 16 quid on Amazon. I think it's been out of stock for a while, but I think it's back in now. This is their rather chunky bookazine type thing. In fact, it's 200 odd pages. It's page numbers would help. But it's a very big, chunky Doctor Who book that looks at 60 moments in time. It covers everything you want to know about Doctor Who, basically, I suppose. Obviously in full colour, photographs, illustrations of all sorts. Just it covers the whole gamut of Doctor Who's content over 60 years. Quite pleased to get that. I've started reading it, read the first couple of entries or chapters or whatever, and for the Who fan, it's a must-have, I dare say. So look out for that one now. I think it's probably in shops as well if you can find it there. So that's about it for today. A very brief video of odds and sods I've picked up recently. Not a lot, but enough to do a short video, and I thought it'd be a nice little change from purely Doctor Who content. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That would be a marvellous thing to do. And until I see you next time, keep taking the stuff.